because there were two chain of thoughts for me. One is that it's not like you don't really know. It wasn't no secret. Like, everybody knew that I had 200 employees. It wasn't no secret. So what you think? I was paying them in hamburgers. So you know somebody was paying that payroll, and it wasn't falling. So I was doing that. So if you wanted to now say the story is MC Hammer just pissed his money off when you knew that I was employing 200 people from my community, it said more about you than it did about me. So I didn't go on the radio to defend that. Because if you every now and then somebody would say, after the sensational part of it, they said, he took care of a lot of people. But anyway, we're going right next to the next commercial. So I said, wow, this is very interesting to me. So if a guy that you know in the middle of the crack era, when everybody was dying, machine guns everywhere, decided he wanted to try to pull some guys out of that, if his fate is to be the guy who we're going to introduce for the next 14 years is, hey, we're going to talk about MC Hammer next, how he pissed off 30 million. Man, that's what you get for trying to contribute to the community. But the guy who might be known for exploiting, and of course, we got our man right now with the hottest record in the world coming on next. He says every in the country need to drop down now and suck here. Coming up next, our hero. I said, I need to let them do that. And I'm going somewhere else for a while, because that fight I'm not fighting. That's a personal fight. That's your perspective on life, the world, and how you see things. I can't fight that. You got to have what you want. Some people love this. Some people love that. We were dying. This is the real thing. It's not fake. Go and look at the murder rate in my city at the time. My city became very famous for being in the top 3 in homicides. That's where I lived. That's where I grew up my entire life. I didn't grow up somewhere else. Some of the people that were dying were my classmates, my neighbors. So when I had the Hammer thing, I would literally call home. I'd be on the road. I'd call home and somebody say, hey, what John doing? What you mean what John doing? John dead. I said, what you mean John is dead? I just talked to him 2 weeks ago. He said, yeah, John did, and Sam killed him. I thought, Sam lived 2 houses down from John killed him? Over what? Well, blah, 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 blah. So I said, well, let me speak to Sam then. Hey, Sam, man, check this out, man. Why? Well, blah, blah, blah. I said, why don't you come out here on the road with me, man? I can give you $30,000 a year. I can't give you what you're making on the block. But, man, I can't have you keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you killing the very cats we grew up with. Well, 10 turned to 20, 20 turned to 30. I'm cool with that. I was cool with that because the amount of money that I was generating was worth the lives to me. Now, in retrospect, for the sake of story, I always say, Hammer, if you had it to do it all over again, wouldn't you? Come on, Hammer, just say you kept some of that money. I say, yeah, if I had to do all over again, I would absolutely, put some of that money in the bank and all that. But the real truth is, not in exchange for the lives that lived, I wouldn't do it. I always knew that I could generate money. Right. I had my first job at 8. At 9, it's very documented. You can go to my Twitter right now and pull up a picture of me and Hank Aaron. It says the 2 hammers finally meet. Know what the date of the picture says? 1975.
Yeah, I've seen that.
In 1975, I was already in my 3rd year of a job. I've been an entrepreneur from day one, so I'm not ever concerned about generating money, but I got caught up in my humanity.
I usually cut these clips off a little shorter, but I really wanted him to talk. I really wanted y'all to hear that. There's this narrative going around about Hammer that he went broke doing dumb shit, and this just speaks to the black experience, the African-American experience, especially once you get money. I'm about to dive deep on this one. My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond. My name is Dorian from Group82music.com. Right here we got MC Hammer talking about how he went broke saving the black community. When you are trying to do something and you're black, there's a lot of stuff you got to deal with. You got to deal with racism, you got to deal with nepotism. Sometimes you might have to deal with sexism if you're a woman. Sometimes you deal with that as a man. Once you become a business person in entrepreneurship, the normal entrepreneurship hurdles are there. But there's this guilt that comes with it when you don't come from money. And when you make it out, there's all these people back home that don't have lights, don't have food, killing each other for dumb shit back home that the government has convinced us that we need to do. They put the crack in the neighborhoods, they put the guns in the neighborhoods, they put the liquor stores on every corner, and then when they do that, they tell us to kill each other because they don't want us here. You try to save them and bring them out. But like Master P did with Snoop, when he told Snoop, don't take that $1 million, even though Snoop was broke, Master P gave Snoop another alternative where he can make that money. Hammer's doing the same thing. Listen, I can't pay you what you making on the streets, but you back home killing people, selling a product that you don't own that can get you locked up for 30, 40, 50 years. I'm gonna pay you $30,000, $40,000 a year to come on the road with me. I'm an artist. I got the #1 album in the country, went diamond. I'm everywhere. I got the Hammer doll. I got all this stuff. MC Hammer was huge, massive in the 90s. I'm gonna bring you on the road with me. And that's what he did. He saved lives. Did he went bankrupt doing that financially? Yeah. But did he go bankrupt morally? No, he didn't. Could he have saved some money and invested? You heard him say that. Yeah, he could have done that. But how many lives did he save? Not just the people he brought on the road with them, but the people who would have done something destructive. People who would have lost a dad. People who would have lost a mom. How many kids did he help out? Because he made sure their parents were okay and they had a legal, reliable job. When you're black, this is stuff you gotta deal with. My entire life, the narrative on MC Hammer was that he was bad with his money and that's why he lost it. Like any other person they talk about as black. They don't talk about all the lives he fucking saved. Because that's what the media does. That's why we have social media. We can give the real truth about what we have going on. We don't have to bypass through that bullshit racist white media filter. Because that's what it is. LeBron versus Michael Jordan. For 2 months, ESPN had nothing else to talk about. And they put 2 black men against each other for 2 fucking months that have never played each other. Why in the fuck are y'all pitting them against each other? Making the fan bases argue. Y'all don't do that with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, and they played against each other. And it never reached a fever pitch like it did with Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Because that's what they do. The same reason they won hip-hop beefs. The same reason when Drake and Meek Mill went against each other, it became an international phenomenon. The same reason all these fucking meme pages pop up and they make black people look like idiots. Why do you think I told y'all to get in on the meme page game? It's going to help your career. It's a way for you to listen to your music. It's a way for you to gain fans. But I want you to completely filter out all these other bullshit meme pages that just talk about who black people are dating, who they're fucking, who they're fighting against, trying to find beefs, spreading dumb shit. We have to control our media. I'm a black man. I'm gonna talk how the fuck I want to about what the fuck I want to. You don't like it? Fuck you. My whole life I've been watching them demonize and villainize black people. And I'm sick of that shit. Because that shit gets us fucking killed. People grow up and the only time they see black people is on TV or on social media and they think we're fucking animals. Media perception is real as fuck. Look at what they did to Hammer. For those y'all that are born in the 80s, comment in the comments what they tell us about MC Hammer and what did he just say. People don't want to talk about that shit. They just want to make the black man look bad. Fuck that. I'm tired of it. Not on my watch, not on my account. Knock the pond. Y'all stay true.
No followers, no dollars. Try to take a sneak peek and holler. Done scrolled all the way to the bottom. Done left 100 comments. Yes, indeed, you know I'm talking about. Ooh, I know it burns because it's music.com. What the fuck is